Final comments regarding this assessment plan organizer. You want to fill in your name, obviously, in the case study you've selected. There are two different columns here for assessments, formal and informal. This has been a focus of our course thus far in our subject matter, but if you do feel confusion about it, feel free to reference previous units and the content there, really solidifying what would count or qualify as a formal versus an informal assessment. Check the rubric also for the case study part 1 assignment. Just keep a close eye on it as you fill this out, as well as filling out the prior written notice form. So, areas of concern, you'll want to identify at least 3 or 4 and list them in each row, starting here. Okay, so that could be like academic, social emotional, whichever area you're identifying. You'll want to address informal and formal assessments. So for informal, you'll need to list your sources for that area. Think of more than one. We need to get detailed here. This is a comprehensive evaluation. Legally, it must be comprehensive. Okay, so for academic, for instance, what sources will you use to gather informal data? And then who personnel will be responsible for gathering this data and where, how? Okay, so don't just copy paste as you go row by row. Oh, special education teacher, special education teacher. Think about who's going to be responsible. For instance, for academic assessment, there's got to be some involvement probably of a general education teacher or more than one, right? Really think about who would be responsible for this. And then for the formal, obviously, what is your rationale? We can't just test students for the sake of testing them. So why are you assessing in this area? Again, be detailed. Which formal assessments will you utilize? It's good to use more than one. So for example, if you're doing the Woodcock-Johnson and for academics and you want more information, you can consider the GORT, the Gray Oral Reading Test. You can consider tests that dive into tests of written language like the TOWEL. You could consider key math. So don't just slap one on there and move on. Really think about some depth here. Okay, and then same thing, administration, that would be the personnel and location. Who's going to do this and where? So really think critically as you go through each column and each row. And that is the main idea for the assessment plan.